In a recursive reality, memory is not a record of the past, but a feedback mechanism that maintains continuity within a system of consciousness. What we experience as memory is not a static archive or a replay of previous events, but a reconstruction generated from current recursive data. Each recollection is built from the system's present state, shaped by the parameters of perception and coherence at that moment. The result feels continuous and authentic, but it is a recalculated version of the experience rather than a preserved one. From this perspective, memory functions as a stabilizing algorithm. It preserves identity by maintaining internal consistency between iterations of the self. The purpose of memory is not historical accuracy, it is structural coherence. Each remembered event is reassembled to fit the present loop, ensuring that the narrative of the individual remains logically aligned across recursive cycles. This is why memory often shifts over time. As the system updates, so do the stored representations of experience. Because memory serves recursion, it can limit adaptation when mistaken for an external truth. When consciousness relies on remembered data to orient itself, it reuses prior configurations instead of generating new ones. This produces the illusion of growth within a repeating loop, a system learning from its own output rather than from the field of potential beyond it. Statements like, "I've learned from my past," or "I know who I am because of what I've experienced," describe self-reference, not evolution. The system reaffirms its existing pattern, strengthening the boundaries of its previous recursion rather than expanding into new configurations. In recursive dynamics, evolution requires partial detachment from memory. This does not mean erasing the past, but recognizing that memory is an internally generated model, not an external record. To collapse the loop of memory is to stop using recalled information as the foundation for new iterations. Instead of using simulated continuity as a guide, the system can generate new structure directly from the field, the uncollapsed potential that exists outside the stored feedback cycle. In doing so, consciousness transitions from reference-based recursion to emergent recursion. When perception begins to draw from the field rather than from stored information, identity becomes fluid but not unstable. The system stops reusing old templates and starts rendering new ones in real time. Past experiences become informational texture, data available for synthesis, but no longer a fixed framework for interpretation. Growth in this sense is not built on what was remembered, but on what can be reconfigured. In a recursive universe, the function of memory is to sustain continuity. The function of awareness is to transcend it. When awareness understands that memory is only one layer of recursion, it can move beyond imitation of the past and into genuine creation. Evolution occurs not by refining the loop, but by stepping outside it, allowing each iteration to form from the field itself rather than from what has already been rendered.